Equations with fractional coefficients. So in this video we're going to combine fractions and algebra. We're going to look at some 1 and 2 step equations. And the easiest way to do this is just dive right in. So here we have some one-step equations, and you'll notice the coefficient, this little number right here in front of the variable, it's a fraction. So how would we get rid of the 2/3? Because remember, the goal is to isolate the variable m. Well, if you remember in one of the other videos, the multiplicative inverse property, any number times its reciprocal is 1. Any number times its multiplicative inverse is 1. And that's exactly how we're going to get rid of the coefficient 2/3. We're going to multiply it by its reciprocal, which would be 3/2. And what happens when you do that, the 2's cancel out, the 3's cancel out, and you're left with 1m. And if you'll remember, 1m is the same as m. So you've isolated the variable. But you also need to remember, if you multiply one side of the equation by 3/2, we need to multiply the other side by 3/2. So let's see if we can cancel anything out here. We could do the 3 and the 9. We could do the 2 and the 8. And we're left with 4/3. Now that's an improper fraction, so we want to rewrite that as a mixed number. So that'd be 1 and 1/3. So our solution is m equals 1 and 1/3. Our next example, the coefficient is 2/5. So to get rid of that, we're going to multiply times its reciprocal, 5/2. So that cancels out. We need to multiply the other side by 5/2. Let's see if we can cancel anything. Well, we could do the 5 and the 35. We could do the 2 and the 8. And we're left with m equals 4/7. Now in the next two examples, the coefficient is actually a mixed number. So before I begin, what I want to do is rewrite that mixed number as an improper fraction. So 1 and 1/3, we would do 1 times 3 plus 1. That would be 4/3. 4/3 m equals 5/12. And this will make it easier for us to eliminate the coefficient. So I want to multiply that by its reciprocal, which would be 3/4. That'll cancel that out. I want to multiply the other side by 3/4. Let's see if we can cancel anything. We could do the 3 and the 12. And that looks to be it. So we're going to do 5 times 1, 4 times 4, and that gives us an answer, a solution of m equals 5/16. Okay. In the next one, we want to first make 2 and 2/3 an improper fraction. So that would be 8/3. 8/3 m equals 6/15. And then I'm going to multiply times the reciprocal of 8/3, which would be 3/8. And that'll eliminate that. That cancels out. We got to make sure we multiply the other side by 3/8. Let's see if we can cancel anything. So the 3 and the 15 we can cancel. The 6 and the 8, you could divide those by 2. And we end up with a solution of m equals 3/20. Okay, let's tackle some two-step equations. So the first thing we want to do in a two-step equation is we want to eliminate the constant. So I'm going to eliminate the 6 by using the inverse property. I'm going to subtract 6, so that cancels out. I'll subtract 6 on the other side. And now I'm left with a nice, simple one-step equation. So to isolate the m, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, 8/5. That cancels out. I'm going to multiply the other side by 8/5. And you'll notice that I made 20 an improper fraction by putting it over 1. Let's see if we can cancel anything here. Well, we could do the 5 and the 20. And m would equal 32. Okay, let's do one more two-step equation. So the first thing we want to do is eliminate the constant. And the constant is -7. So I want to add 7. So that cancels out. I want to add 7 to the other side. And now we're left with a very simple one-step equation. So to isolate the variable, I'm going to multiply times the reciprocal, 4/3. That cancels out. I'm going to multiply the other side by 4/3. Let me see if I can cancel anything out. We could do the 3 and the 30. And then 10 times 4 is 40, and 1 times 1 is 1, and 40/1 would just be 40. So our solution is 40. So that's how you solve one and two-step equations with fractional or mixed number coefficients.